One of gaming's most enduring figures, Pac-Man, another enduring figure, Super Mario, another enduring figure, or maybe not so enduring.
I don't know if
talking
you're
about
allowed to compare this enduring figure to those enduring figures.
We're talking about Duke Nukem today. This is Duke Nukem, what's this called?
Forever, especially...
Duke Nukem Forever.
What'd you think?
I got excited when I first loaded it up. Sure. And you think, well, maybe this might be fun. You know, this might be kind of, then it's not.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Well, yeah, it really just devolves into a complete waste of everyone's time. And it's so unfortunate because there is a lot of love for the character. There's a lot of really big fans out there, and there's been a market that's been waiting to hear word of something they could sink their teeth into that would be relevant in this modern age of gaming.
It's also one of gaming's biggest punchlines in the last decade, and that's even more ironic that they've called it Duke Nukem Forever, because it's taken that long to create this. And I just wish now in the rearview mirror that we had just left this as a punchline in the industry, because this is one of the worst things I've seen all year long.
I've got balls of fail.
I think it was too long in gestation, and honestly, the character and the gameplay core of Duke Nukem is past its prime. It's not fun anymore.
Well, self-awareness only gets you so far.
Totally, but now in 2011, you can't just dip into the same pool with the same kinds of plot points, especially when you have production values that are this piss poor. This is just not acceptable. This is not acceptable as a downloadable game. This is not acceptable for like a student production if you're graduating from a university that teaches video game design.
More sophisticated stuff created at the Global Game Jam this year here in BC.
This is not acceptable on the iPhone for 99 cents.
They don't stand a chance.
The whole thing I kept thinking about while playing this game is, what could they have done with this character to make this interesting? And the first thing they could have done was created an interesting first-person shooter, because the mechanics just feel so...
Oh, we played it on the PlayStation 3.
Terrible.
It did feel very clunky. It felt very hard to aim properly.
And the enemies always come one or two at a time.
Yes.
And we've seen such...
And they're moving with really poor animation string as well. And you know, when you get online, that's even amplified with the lag that's inherent in the game. It's unbelievable. It's so hard to just have a super fun, enjoyable shooter experience. And at the very least, this game should have delivered that. After all that time in development, if it didn't look great...
Incredibly polished and tight.
Yeah, it should have been fun to play.
And it just feels like nobody really cared enough to make this good.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
It still needed more time.
It still we needed even another 10 years, but it's a little heartbreaking. I loaded this up with the highest of hopes.
Yeah. And they spent so much time with these half-assed, poorly drawn and poorly animated moments of celebrating that misogyny and all these silly little interactive bits. They forgot to just make the core shooting element of this game, which is why we play shooters to begin with, enjoyable.
It's a sad day whenever in our medium we have something that embarrasses us and something that we have to bury, and I think that we just need to bury this whole thing. We need to put the shovel,
this is 2011's
the dirt on it,
ET
and pat
cartridge.
it down.
Gonna be a closed casket now.
What are you going to give it?
It gets a 2 out of 10 from me, Vic.
It's a 3 from me.